There is a quiet exhaustion many people carry today, one that sleep doesn't fix, vacations don't cure, and success doesn't remove. You can be productive, socially active, informed and connected, yet still feel strangely drained. Not physically, not even emotionally in an obvious way, but mentally, deeply, constantly, and subtly tired. You wake up and reach for your phone. You move through the day reacting. You end the night scrolling even when you don't want to. And somewhere in between, your attention is no longer fully yours. This is not because you lack discipline, not because you are weak-minded, and not because something is wrong with you. It is because attention has become the most quietly contested resource in modern life. Most people don't realize this until they feel scattered, irritable, anxious, or emotionally flat. They sense something is off, but can't quite name it. Life feels loud, thoughts feel fragmented, focus feels fragile. And yet, there is a certain kind of person who moves through this same world differently. They are not untouched by technology. They are not isolated from modern pressures. They are not emotionally numb or detached, but they are selective. They guard something most people give away without noticing: their attention. Stoics understood something long before smartphones, algorithms, and endless feeds existed. Where attention goes, the soul follows. The Stoics didn't talk about attention in the modern psychological sense. They spoke instead of assent, judgment, and focus of the mind. But the principle was the same. What you allow into your mind shapes how you feel. What you repeatedly attend to shapes who you become. And what you fail to protect will eventually be taken. In modern life, attention is pulled in 1,000 small ways: notifications, opinions, news cycles, emotional bait, comparisons, outrage, expectations, noise. None of these feel dangerous on their own. That is precisely why they work. The danger is cumulative. Attention doesn't disappear all at once. It erodes, it fragments, it thins out until your inner life feels crowded but shallow, busy but ungrounded. This is where Stoicism feels unexpectedly modern, because Stoicism was never about withdrawing from life. It was about choosing carefully what deserves your inner energy. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire while protecting his mind. Epictetus lived as a former slave while maintaining inner sovereignty. Seneca navigated wealth, politics, and danger while warning constantly about distraction. They all faced noise, social, political, emotional, just in different forms. And their answer was not avoidance, it was discernment. Stoic people protect their attention not because they want to control everything, but because they understand one simple truth: if you don't decide what deserves your attention, something else will. Most modern stress is not caused by major tragedies. It is caused by constant minor demands on attention. A message here, a headline there, an opinion you didn't ask for, an emotion you absorbed without consent. Over time, this creates a background tension, a sense that your mind is never fully at rest, never fully present, never fully yours. The Stoics would recognize this immediately. They would say the problem is not the world itself, but your unexamined agreement with everything that knocks on the door of your mind. Every notification asks for assent. Every piece of content asks for belief. Every emotional stimulus asks for reaction. And most people say yes automatically. Stoic people pause. They ask, is this necessary? Is this useful? Is this within my control? Is this worthy of my inner space? This pause, brief, almost invisible, changes everything. Because attention is not just about focus, it is about emotional regulation, mental clarity, and inner freedom. When your attention is scattered, your emotions become reactive. When your attention is hijacked, your peace becomes conditional. When your attention is unguarded, your life becomes shaped by external forces. Stoicism teaches that inner freedom begins where unconscious attention ends. That is why Stoic people are not constantly outraged, not constantly anxious, not constantly overstimulated. They are not indifferent, they are intentional. They know that every piece of attention given is a piece of life spent, and life, to them, is too valuable to waste on noise. This video, this reflection, is not about becoming disconnected, aloof, or emotionally cold. It is about understanding why attention matters more than ever, and why Stoic people treat it as something sacred. In the stages ahead, we will explore why modern life aggressively competes for your attention, how attention directly shapes emotional intelligence, what Stoicism teaches about mental boundaries, how protecting attention restores inner calm without rejecting modern life. But first, it is important to recognize something simple and honest. If you feel overwhelmed, distracted, or drained, it is not because you care too much. It is because too many things are demanding care at the same time. Stoic people don't feel less, they choose better, and that choice begins with attention.
Modern life does not attack you directly. It overwhelms you quietly. There is no single moment where attention is taken away. Instead, it is chipped away, minute by minute, notification by notification, thought by thought. You don't wake up one day unable to focus. You wake up slowly adapting to distraction. This is why the problem feels so difficult to name. In earlier eras, threats were visible. Hunger, violence, disease, and scarcity demanded immediate attention. The mind responded to clear dangers. But today, the threat is subtle. Excess. Excess information, excess opinions, excess stimulation, excess emotional triggers. Your nervous system was never designed to process this much input, especially not continuously. Yet modern culture treats constant engagement as normal, even desirable. Being reachable is considered responsible. Being informed is considered virtuous. Being reactive is often rewarded. Stoicism offers a radically different lens. The Stoics believed that a good life does not depend on how much you consume, but on how well you govern what enters your mind. To them, attention was not neutral, it was ethical. What you attend to influences what you value, what you fear, what you desire, what you believe is important. In this sense, attention quietly shapes your character. Modern systems understand this very well. Social platforms are not designed to serve your well-being. They are designed to capture and retain attention. News cycles are optimized for emotional intensity. Algorithms prioritize what provokes reaction, not reflection. This does not make them evil. It makes them efficient. And efficiency without wisdom becomes extraction. Stoic thinkers would describe this as a failure of inner boundaries. Epictetus warned that what disturbs men are not things, but the judgments they form about things. Today, those judgments are being constantly nudged, shaped, and amplified by external forces. You are not just exposed to events, you are exposed to interpretations, emotional framing, and urgency signals. Everything feels immediate. Everything feels important. Everything feels personal. This creates a state of low-grade mental vigilance, always alert, rarely at rest. The result is not just distraction, but emotional fatigue.
When attention is constantly pulled outward, there is little space left inward. Reflection disappears. Emotional digestion never completes. Thoughts pile up faster than they can be processed. Stoicism recognized this danger centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly reminded himself to return to the present moment, not in a mystical way, but in a grounded, rational sense. Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. But that retreat requires protection. In a hyper-connected world, attention becomes the gateway through which chaos enters the inner life. This is why Stoic people are selective, not because they lack curiosity, but because they understand limits. They understand that attention is finite. Every yes to one stimulus is a no to another. Every emotional reaction costs energy. Every mental shift requires recovery. When attention is overextended, emotional intelligence weakens. Reactions become faster, shallower, and less considered. This is where many people misinterpret Stoicism. They assume Stoics suppress emotions. In reality, Stoics aimed to prevent unnecessary emotional disturbance at the source before it became overwhelming. That source is attention. You cannot control what exists in the world, but you can control what you give mental authority to. This is the Stoic distinction between what is within your control and what is outside it. Your attention sits precisely at that boundary. You cannot stop information from existing, but you can stop it from colonizing your inner space. Modern life blurs this boundary intentionally. It trains people to feel responsible for everything, reactive to everyone, and emotionally invested in endless external narratives. The Stoics would say this is a recipe for inner slavery, because when your attention is owned by external forces, your peace becomes conditional. You feel calm only when the world is calm. You feel secure only when approval is present. You feel stable only when stimulation is pleasing. Stoic people refuse this arrangement. They seek inner sovereignty, the ability to remain grounded regardless of external noise. This does not mean they are uninformed. It means they are intentional. They choose depth over breadth, signal over noise, wisdom over immediacy. And they accept something many modern minds resist. You cannot attend to everything and remain well. Protecting attention is not avoidance, it is self-respect. It is the recognition that mental clarity is fragile, emotional balance is earned, and inner peace requires boundaries. This is why Stoic people are often described as calm, not because life is calm, but because their attention is not constantly hijacked. They understand that attention is the entry point to emotion, and emotion shapes action. Control the entry point and you regain choice. Lose it and reaction becomes automatic. In the next stage, we will go deeper into this connection, how attention shapes emotional intelligence, and why Stoicism treats emotional regulation as a byproduct of disciplined focus, not force. Because before you can master emotions, you must understand what feeds them. Stoicism does not begin with emotions. It begins before them.
This is one of the most misunderstood aspects of Stoic philosophy. Many people believe Stoicism teaches emotional suppression, the idea that a Stoic person feels less, reacts less, or numbs themselves to life. In truth, Stoicism teaches something far more subtle and far more difficult: emotional responsibility. To the Stoics, emotions are not random forces that appear without cause. They are the result of judgments, interpretations your mind makes about events. And those judgments begin with attention. What you attend to determines what you notice, what you interpret as important, what you assign meaning to. Emotion follows meaning. If your attention is constantly drawn to threats, outrage, comparison, or urgency, your emotional life will naturally reflect that. The Stoics understood this long before neuroscience could explain it. Epictetus taught that between an event and your reaction lies a moment of choice, the moment of assent. That moment is where attention operates. When something enters your awareness, you can accept it immediately, question it, or dismiss it. Most people skip the middle step. They feel first, think later. Stoic people reverse this order. They train attention to pause, not to eliminate emotion, but to understand it. This pause is what creates emotional intelligence. Modern psychology often defines emotional intelligence as the ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions. Stoicism arrives at the same outcome through discipline of attention. If you notice what you're focusing on, you can notice why you feel the way you do. Anger often begins with attention fixed on perceived injustice. Anxiety grows when attention dwells on imagined futures. Envy intensifies when attention lingers on comparison. Despair deepens when attention fixates on what feels uncontrollable. Stoic people do not fight these emotions directly. They trace them backward. They ask, what am I focusing on right now? Is this within my control? Is this interpretation necessary? By redirecting attention, the emotional charge often weakens naturally. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about returning attention to what is simple, present, and within one's power, not because the world was simple, but because the mind needs anchors. Without anchors, attention drifts, and drifting attention is easily manipulated. Modern life thrives on unanchored minds. Every platform, headline, and notification competes for a slice of awareness. Each one is small. None feel overwhelming alone. Together, they create fragmentation. Fragmentation weakens judgment. When attention jumps rapidly between stimuli, the mind loses depth. Thoughts become shallow. Emotional reactions become quicker, less examined. This is why overstimulation often feels like emotional instability. Stoic people protect their attention because they understand this chain reaction. They know that attention shapes judgment. Judgment shapes emotion. Emotion shapes action. Action shapes character. Protect attention, and the entire chain becomes steadier. This is not about rigid control. It is about intentional direction. Stoics practiced daily reflection, not as a ritual of guilt, but as a way to notice where attention had gone during the day. What disturbed me? What pulled me off center? What did I give importance to that did not deserve it? These questions are not moralistic.
they are practical. Because if you do not examine where attention goes, you will not understand why you feel the way you do. Stoicism treats attention as the first line of defense for inner freedom, not by isolating the mind, but by strengthening its discernment. In a world that constantly pulls you outward, Stoicism teaches the quiet strength of returning inward, again and again, without resentment, without struggle, without drama.
Consider a common modern experience. You wake up intending to have a calm morning. Before you even leave bed, you check your phone. There is no crisis, no emergency, just information. A message, a headline, a notification. Each one feels minor, but by the time you start your day, your attention has already been scattered across multiple emotional contexts. Someone else's urgency, someone else's opinion, someone else's mood. You carry these fragments with you. Throughout the day, attention keeps shifting. Work demands focus, but interruptions pull you away. News introduces concern. Social comparison introduces subtle dissatisfaction. None of this feels dramatic, yet by evening you feel drained. Stoicism would not label this as weakness. It would call it unprotected attention. Another example, emotional reactivity online. A comment triggers irritation. A post sparks envy. A debate escalates frustration. You may not even engage, but attention lingers. The emotional residue remains. Stoic people recognize that attention does not end when the screen turns off. Whatever you give attention to continues to influence mood, thoughts, and behavior. This is why Stoics were cautious about exposure, not just to events, but to people, environments, and conversations. Seneca warned about the company one keeps, not out of elitism, but because attention is shaped by proximity. Today, proximity is digital. You are exposed to hundreds of emotional signals daily, many of which you did not choose consciously. Stoic people reduce this exposure intentionally. They curate input not to create comfort, but to preserve clarity. They do not feel obligated to react to everything. They do not equate awareness with responsibility. They do not confuse stimulation with meaning. This is what protecting attention looks like in practice. Limiting emotional exposure, creating mental pauses, choosing when to engage and when to withdraw, not permanently, not rigidly, but consciously. The result is not disconnection, it is presence. When attention is protected, something unexpected happens. Silence returns. Not the absence of sound, but the absence of inner pressure. Many people avoid silence because it feels uncomfortable. But Stoicism teaches that discomfort often signals neglected inner space. When attention is no longer constantly occupied, thoughts surface, emotions clarify, patterns become visible. This is not always pleasant, but it is honest. Stoic people do not fear this honesty. They understand that clarity precedes peace. Silence allows the mind to process what constant stimulation interrupts. It allows emotions to complete their cycle rather than remain suspended. In this space, a person begins to distinguish between what truly matters and what merely demands attention.
This distinction is liberating. You realize that much of what drains you is not essential. It only feels essential because attention was given automatically. Stoicism reframes strength. Strength is not reacting faster. It is reacting less unnecessarily. Strength is not absorbing everything. It is choosing wisely. When attention is guarded, emotions regain proportion. Problems become solvable. Life feels more grounded. This is not withdrawal from the world. It is returning to yourself within it. Stoic people protect their attention not because the world is dangerous, but because the mind is precious. They understand that life is experienced not directly, but through perception, and perception begins with attention. If attention is scattered, life feels scattered. If attention is overwhelmed, life feels overwhelming. If attention is intentional, life becomes livable, even meaningful. Stoicism does not promise escape from modern life. It offers something more realistic, inner steadiness within it. You do not need to abandon technology. You do not need to withdraw from society. You do not need to suppress emotion. You only need to decide again and again what deserves your inner space. Attention is where this decision lives. Every moment you pause before reacting, you reclaim a small piece of freedom. Every time you choose not to engage, you preserve energy. Every time you redirect focus, you strengthen inner authority. This is not dramatic work. It is quiet. It is daily. It is deeply human. Stoicism reminds us that a calm life is not built by controlling the world, but by governing the mind. And governing the mind begins with attention. So the question is not whether the world will demand your focus. It will. The question is whether you will give it unconsciously or wisely.